Good morning. As we enjoy our prelude, let's silence our cell phones, quiet our minds, and open our hearts. Karen?
Sonata arranged by Wilhelm Kempf.
Thank you, Karen. We're so wonderful to have you here, and Barbara, alternating Sundays. Welcome, everyone, to Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. It's great to be together today with wonderful, wondering friends and curious people in all the right ways. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us virtually, I'm Rin Corbet, pronouns he, him, 72 years old with gray hair, wearing a blue shirt and gray pants. Summit is a liberal religious community. We are bound together not by us necessarily believing the same things, but by love and a shared commitment to a compassionate, just, and sustainable world. We draw our inspiration from all the world's religions, as well as humanist teachings, nature, science, philosophy, and personal practices. As Tom Brower says, we're spiritual adventurers and the world is our library, not just one sacred text to the exclusion of all else. Many rivers flow into the ocean of truth, and we enjoy drinking from all of them. If you are new and would like to know more, we invite you to go to our website, summituuf.org, and click on the visitors button. If you're here in person, we invite you to stick around after the service and talk to a member or two. And I'm seeing many wonderful new faces, people I don't recognize, so welcome all. We have several announcements this morning. Mary?
Good morning. There, now can you hear me? Good morning. My name is Mary Carter-Vale. I'm your Director of Religious Exploration, and I've got graying red hair, 5'7", and I'm wearing a teal sort of greenish one-piece dress today. I wanted to tell you guys we're doing a special activity next Sunday because it's the fifth Sunday of the month. In our curriculum from Soul Matters, we have what's called a Faith in Action project. What the kids are going to do, but I'm going to set it up in the salon so anybody can come and join in doing it. So March 31st, it's a holiday called the Transgender Day of Visibility. And we're making cards. That's the day when the world recognizes the resilience and the accomplishments of the transgender community, especially in the face of others who are trying to discount that they even exist. So next Sunday, the project is going to be making cards to send to an organization called Point of Pride, which will then put the cards in care packages to send to trans folks around the country. So if you'd like to join in with that, we'll be doing it in the salon after the service next Sunday. And I have another really fun thing to do. I need Duncan, our music director's help for this. We have 2 pies today. It's double pie day. Oh, one more. You gotta put one more in. Oh, you gotta write it down there. I'm keeping them shaking them up. It's only 2 pies today. It won't take so long. Let's get that last one in there. If you pull that one, I'm gonna be really surprised. So next week, bring some pies if you're a baker. All right, shake, mix. Okay, what's our first name?
C. Barrett.
Charlie Barrett. Go pick your pie. And one more.
Pam Williams.
Oh. You want a pie, Pam. There we go. So if pies arrive next week, we'll do one more drawing. That'll be our last Pie Sunday.
Free pies. That's cool. Which reminds me of my announcement. Need some reminders. We have a big box out in the foyer. I'm sorry. Thank you. That is donations of canned goods and stuff people use in the bathroom, like toothbrushes, for Gizmo's Kitchen at the local community college. It's for primarily for homeless students. that could be me. That could be any one of us. So we're giving to ourselves, although people we don't know. So remember your donation.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Mary. Sergey? We're talking about pies, and for those of you who are new today, this is the third week of our annual pledge drive, the theme of which is sharing the pie. And today, as of Friday, we had 32 pledges in. Thank you all for getting your pledge in. Our current number is 109,000 and change. Our goal is 264. And we hope we have pledged forms here at Summit this morning. If you wish to pick one up and fill it out, you can fold it and hand it to me in confidence, and I will make sure it gets to our administrator. Everyone should have received something, all members should have received an email with a form, and we encourage you to check it out, contribute what you can. The monies can go to keeping Summit here for us so that we're here every Sunday. We're here together. Our staff, our wonderful staff is here. Our minister, Reverend Casey, our director of religious exploration, our new wonderful music director, our facilities manager, Mark, and our administrative staff, Nelwyn. So please give what you can. And I know these are tough times. The service today is going to talk about things that we can do as individuals and as communities. All of us are going to be asked for a lot coming up. So we understand that people give what they can. Thank you. We acknowledge that our fellowship resides on unceded Kumeyaay land, and that for more than 10,000 years, this land has been and continues to be their home. We recognize the violent history of colonization in California and honor the legacy and the continuing presence of the Kumeyaay Nation. Suzanne will now light our chalice. While I read from Pat Uribe Lichty's We Will Be Renewed. We come together with our tired minds and bodies, with our confusion and questions, our uncertainties and our fears. We come together with our hopes, with our pasts and our ideas, our passions and our faith. We come together bringing all of who we are, trusting that in gathering we will be renewed, and that together we can create the world we long for. Now, please rise as you're able and join us in singing our U hymn and aspiration.
Fellowship. May the quest for truth be its sacrament and service be its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration.
Thank you. And now we're going to have a testimonial from Jessica Bennett. Thank you, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. Happy spring.
Yes.
I am a white female 5'2", which is why I have to lower the microphone, brown, long hair, and as of 2 weeks ago, 40 years old. Okay, so in explaining what Summit Fellowship means to me, I think the best way to do that is to share my personal story, and it's about 6 minutes long, so bear with me. When I was young, my mom took my sister and me to church mostly out of obligation. We were not a very religious family, but I grew up in Missouri, which is part of the Bible Belt for a reason. My sister and I did not like going to church very much. We were competitive gymnasts at the time, and our gym had open gym on Sundays. So after much complaining, my mom gave us a choice. She said, you can either go to church or we can go to gymnastics. And she literally had not even finished the last word before gymnastics. So at age of 7, that was the last time I belonged to a church. So like a lot of kids, as I grew up into my preteen years, I started to ponder the meaning of life and religion and faith, and I came to the conclusion that I did not believe in God. And thankfully, my parents were very supportive of my decision, but not everyone was supportive. See again, Bible Belt. At school, I was called Monkey Girl. I was told that I was going to go to hell, and I had several friends that said they would pray for my soul. These experiences taught me that some Christians, not all, don't always exactly act like Christians. And I say Christians because I grew up in a very homogeneous society where almost everyone in my community was Protestant. And I also learned that if you don't belong to the same faith as someone else, then you can be sinful, wrong, wicked, and you will be punished. So this went over exactly like you might imagine it would go over for a teenager. It pushed me further away from religion. It made me angry about religion. As I grew up, turned into a young adult, I discovered humanism. And it really spoke to me because for me, atheism felt a little bit empty. It was more of a lack of faith than an actual faith. Humanism gave me a theology that I really appreciated, but it kind of stopped there. I just called myself a humanist and went on with my life. So I've always been a really athletic person, and I work from home. I'm a writer. I'm introverted. So the gym was really what was my community. And things are going to get a little political here, so I apologize in advance. But 2 years ago, my husband and I, actually almost 3 years, we moved to Ramona, and I joined a CrossFit gym. And I made a lot of friends with the other students there and the coaches. But the owners of the gym were very evangelical, and they were also very political, and they would bring that into the gym. This past year, October, November, as the election kind of came upon us, they became very more outspoken. They would wear, shirts into the gym, and the gym became a place that used to be about joy for me, about getting away from, the challenges of the world, and it became a place that caused me anxiety and caused me frustration. So I made the decision to stop going to the gym, and for me, that meant leaving my community. The election happened, and I felt broken. I felt betrayed by my fellow Americans. I also felt like I didn't belong in my community, and Ramona's kind of a lot like Santee in that regard. So more than anything, I just felt alone. And that was kind of a familiar feeling. There's a reason I don't live in Missouri anymore. So a few days after the election, I was trying to find something, anything to make me feel better. And I randomly Googled humanist church. And I found this thing called Unitarian Universalism. And I had never heard of this before, but apparently there was a Unitarian Universalist church nearby in, of all places, Santee. So I went to church, and the first time I came here, I cannot even describe how nervous I was. I had always seen churches as places of judgment and division, But then Reverend Casey walked up to the pulpit, and I'm going to paraphrase here because I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something to the regard of, "You are welcomed, you are loved, you are cherished." And I had never felt welcomed in a spiritual place, ever. So Summit, you have welcomed me exactly as I am. You are a place of belonging, a place of joy and peace, and you have opened me up to a spiritual path, which I never realized I needed before. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica. You are welcome, you are loved, and you are cherished, and as all of us are. The reading today is by Amy Petrie Shaw, saying no. I have a voice. It is a small voice, perhaps, but it will not be silenced. When you call for black people to be beaten and excluded and even removed, I will say no. When you attempt to silence Latinx voices, I will say no. When you mock the disabled and threaten the oppressed, I will say no. When you shout your plans for exclusion and division and terror over and over again, I will say no, and no, and no. If you build a wall, I will stand in the way of your builders. If they knock me to the ground, I will lie in their path. If you come for my Muslim friends, my Muslim siblings, I will force you to take me first, and I will not go quietly. I will say no. If you ask that they register, I will be Muslim, or Jewish, or black, or Baha'i, and I will be at the head of the line over and over. With each thing that you do, you will hear my voice ringing in the stillness, saying no. Now let's rise as you are able for our hymn, 1000, Morning Has Come.
Should be ET.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is near. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of love shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
We have one joy and concern. This is a concern today from Aline. She's asking prayers for healing for Wendy, Michael, and Jim. We recognize that not all cares are expressed out loud in a setting such as this, and we hold in our heart space for the unspoken and private dreams or grief of all.
Good morning. I have a story for you today. And if anybody wants to come up front to be able to have a closer vision of my props, you're welcome to. But this story is about trust. We've been talking about trust all week, right? All month, right? And we have, this is our fourth Sunday. So we talked about trusting yourself, trusting each other, trusting life. And today we're going to talk about broken trust. What happens when trust is broken? Has anybody ever had trust broken before? Yeah, it's a common experience for some folks. So once upon a time, long ago, hi Dylan. Once upon a time, long ago, in a Japanese village, there was an old pot that had been passed down from generation to generation. The old pot. So this had been passed down from generation to generation. One day, a child from the family who owned the pot was playing with it when they weren't supposed to be. And they dropped it. And the pot hit the floor, and you know what happened? It broke. Little pieces. Little pieces. Now the child felt very, very scared and sad. So they picked up the pieces and tried to hide them, for they knew that they were not supposed to be playing with the pot in the first place. For days, the family searched high and low for the pot. They couldn't find it anywhere. And eventually, the child brought out the pieces and explained what had happened. The family was furious. "How can we ever trust you again?" they said to the child. And they brought the pieces outside to throw it away. A village elder happened to be walking by and was watching this and asked that they give the pot pieces to him instead, for he was sure he could fix it. The family handed over the pieces but doubted that the pot could ever be fixed. So the village elder, what the family didn't know was that the village elder had been trained in the traditional Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with lacquer mixed with gold. This is say it right. Kintsugi. 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 Am I saying it right? Okay, good. I practice every time and I always mess it up. So the elder worked patiently, and ensuring that each crack was carefully mended. And after several days of painstaking effort, the pot was restored to its original shape. Though the cracks were visible, the pot was now stronger than ever before. The elder returned the pot to the family and said, "I know you are mad, but remember, trust is like this pot. Yes, it can crack and sometimes be broken, but we have the power within us to fix those cracks. And if well done, the pot can end up being stronger and more beautiful than it was before." And then the wise elder mysteriously handed the child his special brush, and the adults, the parents, the jar of golden paint. So in this weeks and days ahead, as we deal with things that have broken, many of us will have to deal with things that are broken, kids and adults alike. Sometimes trust gets broken. May we remember this elder's brush and the golden paint, and trust that when well repaired, what was once broken can be stronger and more beautiful than it was before. That is the broken pot story. Thank you. So we're going to go off. We're going to be practicing repair in RE. We're going to be talking about how do you say, "I'm sorry"? How do you apologize when something happens? Does anybody know a good way to apologize? Any adults have really good, yeah, see, we don't really teach that, do we? Other than, "I'm sorry." So we're going to work on that and figuring out what that is in RE today. So. All right, let's sing our song. Can we sing our Do Re Mi song? One each person is worth one.
This being Social Justice in Action Sunday, we will have the reflection, the sermon, the homily, the good words delivered by members of our Social Justice in Action Committee. I want to take this opportunity to thank the community for organizing the celebration today. Nancy DeWeese, thank you, Al, everyone on the committee. We appreciate all your work very much. And now we'll hear from Margo Mariana and then Aline King.
Good morning. My pleasure to be here. I am a female, 79 years seasoned, as I like to say, not aging. Blondish hair and wearing a top that I love, my splash with my favorite colors, purple, green, and turquoise, and green pants. So I'm going to allow us and be part of leading you in this meditation. I like to think of meditation as focused attention and action, whether you're actually quiet or you're silent. So I invite you now just to gently close your eyes and allow yourself to bring inward your attention to your breath, helping you remember that every time you breathe in new life and light. You are constantly growing and evolving. Every breath as an invitation, invocation to life. And as you exhale, you are letting go of everything that gets in the way of you being in this union and communion with these energies. So just continue to breathe. And as you do, allow your focus to come to your heart, to that center of life, physically, emotionally, on all levels. And as you focus on your heart and naturally settle into the rhythms of it, just knowing you're in communion with it, allow yourself to visualize just above your head, there's a little light that is symbol of your soul. And above that is a larger light, be it the sun, be it the source, you call it whatever you want. And as you breathe in, you are taking in these energies of higher and your soul, and right down the center of you, corresponding to your spine, you have a central channel. And this is light and life is shining down in and through there, right down to the base of the spine and through your legs and your feet. And they're becoming like roots into Mother Earth. And as you now breathe in, you are taking in all the nourishment, all that allows you to give birth, expression, and form to these energies. You're taking that into your heart. And breathing in the divine, the higher, into your heart. And in the perfect mixing of the heart, these energies of heaven and earth, of all their resources are blending. And they are radiating out to all parts of you, circulating through all parts of you. Your physical self, your emotional self, your mind, into the space in you, through you, around you, encircling you in an embryo of light, of love and grace that you are holding and being held in this light. And just allow yourself now in silence, in stillness, just to let yourself receive it, feel it circulating in you and through you, as you. You are being in the embrace of the heart and the fullest. Just to breathe and let yourself still allow that to be received. And as you allow yourself to hold and be held in this flowing union and communion, as you gently open your eyes, know that you are seeing and being through the heart. You are a living communion and union, a living invocation in all that you do and you be. You are a living meditation. And blessings be. Thank you. In holding this knowing and being, I invite you now just to come in to our topic of the day, social justice for all. When we think about justice, it is the basic understanding from the dictionary is the administration of reward, of justice, rewards, punishment, administering law. And we stretch the definition of the practices: fairness, righteousness, assessing, overall valuing. The basis of our Constitution is very visionary when we think about it. It's in the preamble: justice, blessing of tranquility, peace, security, liberty for all. And as it goes into deeper expression and talks about democracy, a basic definition is good for, from, about, and through the common people, through the majority, as a source of power, politically and in our own lives. And in the dictionary, I found an interesting adjunct to this. It says it's very definitely in bolder print: absence of hereditary and arbitrary class, privilege of just the few, rights for all, and to honor that and allow unity and diversity. So how do we put these together? How do we do these inner energies and take them out to build our trust and take that into the actions? There's a phrase, I don't know where it comes from, but I always love it. I get told it all the time. Just love from your head and think from your heart. And how many times do we allow that to happen? So it's like, to really, what does that look like when it's in practice? Well, on a basic level, love, compassion, its many aspects, practicing caring kindness, tenderness, sharing it, empathy, honor, respect to people, to all people, including ourselves. And practicing this, we can find more of an expression of this and a fullness of this. I invite you to look at the back of our program today and the listings of the principles and the prospects, principles, and the living traditions that we draw from to do this. In taking it further into practice, we have the use of intuition, the bringing together of the right and left brains. We are not natural, intuitive, empathic, caring. It's the right brain is the creative, imaginative, spiritual, knowing part of ourselves. Carl Jung has this wonderful saying from his book, Man and His Symbols, that the imagination is the voice of soul as it speaks through heart. And the left brain is our logical, analytical, questioning, and we want them to work together. We also have these sensory intelligences. How many times have you said, I just know it in my gut, I know it in my heart? We talked a week or so ago, this wonder, you have an inner voice. It's there. We just need time to listen to it, to build our trust when we're doubting, to take from words of wisdom from outside. So we need to listen to that inner voice and trust it, allow it, just accept it, give it place to be. And to bring this down to earth in concrete action, we can stand up for causes that we like, alone, in group. We can create groups, we can create support in ourselves and through ourselves by doing this. Work with community, be in communion with parts of ourselves, and support the cause in whatever little ways you can. If you're not, sometimes have a hard time taking risks, build your trust by just stepping into it and doing it time by time. And the other way we can do that, bringing mind and heart together, is through positive thinking, affirmations, prayers. You know, we name the quality of the thing we want to foster. We don't say, oh, I'm going to have it. Say, I have it. It's right now. And image how that would feel out in your life, living it. You know, hopefully you had a chance to do that a little bit in the meditation. And just build on that. So you give it your talents and yourself, you find form for it. You have a dedication, a passion to do it, just little by little, it builds, you know, and we can stand up by, you know, giving our donations of money, our time, our resources. There's a great quote I thought of from Rumi when you said, say no. He has a great quote, the Rumi, the Sufi poet, say yes by saying no. You know, say no to what you want, but don't you just say, oh, no, it's bad, it's good. Say, yes, I'm going to do something different. I have a choice, even when we don't feel like we do. Trust builds through experience of taking those risks, taking step by step, building that trust in others and in yourself. And, you know, just living from that, from those resources. And, you know, there's another great saying from Rumi. He says, you trust in God and you tie your camel. You do. You trust in God and you tie your camel. So just close us with the thought of, like, you know, the other thing I really love that helps us do this is I think it's called the Four Noble Ways. It's from the Eastern traditions. You show up, you pay attention, you speak your truth, and you stay open to outcome. So go forward in that, and to close, I leave you with this beautiful poem that I was given. It's from a woman named Caitlin Dearmay, and it's a prayer poem, and it says, may you walk ever onward, onward, carrying the light of your being, untamed, unshaken, and true. May your kindness be a wildfire in a world that has forgotten warmth. May your laughter ring out like a songbird against the heavy silence of sorrow. Go on, weave joy into the fabric of despair. Let the sound of your soul and heart be heard, a song so full of life that even the weary remember their wings. Go on, hold no one above or no one below, but meet every spirit eye to eye, recognizing the thread that binds us all, the river that has no master, the wind that bows to none. Go on, be a shelter for the lost, a balm for the forgotten, a steady hand help steps further. Walk beside the outcast and let them know they are not alone. You are not alone. So just put those out there, that energy, put that knowing, counter every doubt with I can, I am willing to live and be and see from, in, and through the heart. And many blessings. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Aline King, a 5'9" muscle menos, 78-year-old, young, old, anyway, youth. And I'm here to, in my green outfit, to tell you some of the specific things that the social justice has been working on and some of the things that you are making a difference already in your lives. And so I'm humble and thankful and trusting that you have given me this opportunity to speak to you. I stand on the shoulders of many ancestors who worked in service, and so when I came to Summit, I knew that this was a good place for me because of your dedication to helping others. And you say, as Margo was remarking, that we often have to remember to center ourselves before we move out into what we are doing in the community. And a Buddhist monk the other day said, find some joy every day, something that brings you joy, and hold that in your heart, because that will help you feel better about things and help you go forth. And sometimes that's in music, sometimes that's in nature, sometimes it's in creativity. There's potters in the room, there's painters, there's all kinds of activities that you bring yourself into your center, and then you can go forth and help others, because you make a difference every day. So how do you choose? There's so much to choose from in the world as to what are we going to put our effort into, our thoughts, our money, our activity. So for me, is it transparent? Do they let you know, whatever this agency is, how they're spending your money? And can you trust that it's been in an organization for a while? So as I pick a focus, sometimes I like something local, because then I can find out, well, who's in charge? How do they spend my money, and what's it going for? And so you make that connection within yourself, and we make it as a group as well, and we talk about these things so that you can pick one, two or three to focus on, because we can't be scattered again, because if we're centered, we're going to go forth with a purpose. And so what are the areas that we're serving right now at Summit? Ron has spoken about Gizmo's kitchen. You certainly make a difference. Carol and Charlie, you took 16 bags, I think, the other day. So you're making a difference in all those lives that we never even know about, but in those young people and the mature people who are going to college. Another thing that we've been looking forward to is the Pride Parade that the Methodist Church sponsors May 31st, Saturday, here in Santee. And Laurel has agreed to go to the Zoom meeting, I think, tomorrow and find out more information, and she will... Next week. Okay. She will tell us more about it so that we can get involved in that with our physical bodies. Another thing where we have been helping is Kiva, which is a micro lending group. And your money that we lend to them actually goes to help people in their small business in other countries and even in the United States. And then that money, when it's repaid, comes back in, and you can either get it back or you can say, let's give it to somebody else. So it's a wonderful cycle and a circle of giving. One of the ones that we've recently started talking about is El Nido, and it's dear to my heart since about maybe 2017. I've been what they call a nest builder. El Nido in Spanish means the nest, and it's an 11-apartment situation for women and children fleeing domestic violence. So let me just give you a short little synopsis of that. There's some flyers out in the greeting room that you can read more about it. But imagine, listen with your heart to this. Imagine you're a woman who's been abused both physically and mentally by your spouse or your partner. You have several young children. You're at your wit's end and you don't know what to do because this is not the life that you can stand. So at the library, you find this brochure about the El Nido program, and you call and you find out, and you're given help to go to a local shelter where you will be safe, and then you apply to the El Nido program and you become accepted. So you may have to come from another county even to be safe, driving with your children and 2 suitcases and a few toys. But you come to San Diego to an unknown site that we keep in confidence for the safety of the families. But you come to it and you open this gate and you see 11 apartments and you say, this is going to be a safe place. I can trust these people. And you walk up the stairs to your apartment and you open the door and it's a completely furnished 2-bedroom apartment for you and your family. You've had to leave everything behind. And yet here, there's a couch, a chair, dishes, a beautiful table, comforters and sheets on the bed, and some toys and some books, and even a television. And you say, I get to start again. And so as we support this El Nido program, either with our donations, our time, or I'm involved with another center that furnishes an apartment once a year. And the gift that this becomes is beyond words for a family that has to start over. And they graduate after 12 months. They have counseling for themselves and their children. They have jobs. They have to pay some of the rent, and they get a portion of that back when they graduate. But it's a beautiful program, and I've heard the witnesses of the women who have survived, who have accomplished so much by being in this program. So that's another one of the things that social justice here would like to support. And then we can say we make a difference, and we do. We already are. And we have to continue to remind ourselves that we make a difference one by one by one. So after the service, when we have the time to talk, Bryn and I came up with a survey that we'd like you to address, and perhaps if you don't turn it in today, turn it in by the 6th, to see what other ideas you have for social justice that we as a community can support. Because there's so many things. We do have to choose. And we know that these things that I've mentioned are valid. They've been in existence for a long time. El Nido's been around for 27 years. So it's not something that somebody thought up yesterday, but it's very well thought out. So those are some of the things that I think that everyday folks can make a difference. And you have to keep telling yourself, I can make a difference, you can make a difference, we can make a difference. And step by step, we do. And so in conclusion, I have a poem as well. There's a wonderful author named Jan Richardson. She has a book called The Cure for Sorrow, and it's a book of blessings for times of grief. This is the blessing of hope. So may we know the hope that is not just for someday, but for this day, here now, in this moment that opens to us. Hope not made of wishes, but of substance. Hope made of sinew and muscle and bone. Hope that has breath and a beating heart. Hope that will not keep quiet and be polite. Hope that knows how to holler when it's called for. Hope that knows how to sing when there seems little cause. Hope that raises us from the dead, not someday, but this day, every day, again and again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Aline. Thank you, Margo. Thank you, Social Justice and Action Committee, and all of you at Summit. We will now receive the offering. Your Sunday morning gifts provide this fellowship the financial resources to help build a better world together. They also keep the lights on and the staff paid. The smallest gift is welcome. For those of you on Zoom, please select the Sunday plate option in the chat box.
Excuse me, Rick. Today being Social Justice Sunday, 80% of the plate.
Thank you, Al, for reminding me. Today's Social Justice in Action Sunday, a portion of the plate will be directed towards some of the activities that were just mentioned. 80% of our plate today is directed to social justice in action. Thanks, Al.
I'm going to play a piece that in traditional hymns is called Once to Every Man and Nation, and the Unitarians, it being so inclusive, say once to every soul and nation. Comes the moment to decide in the strife of truth with falsehood for the good or evil side. Then to stand with truth is noble, when we share its wretched crust, ere that cause bring fame and profit, and it's prosperous to be just. Though the cause of evil prosper, yet 'tis truth alone is strong. Though its portion be the scaffold, and upon the throne be wrong, then it is the brave one chooses, while the coward stands aside, till the multitude make virtue of the faith they have denied.
Thank you, Karen. Let's please rise as you're able for our closing hymn, Love and Justice.
Just to give everybody a heads up, some of the verses and the music, the words, you kind of have to mash it all together and it doesn't line up super well. So if during the verses you just want to sit and listen to me, there's no shame in that. What's it all about? It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about justice. What's it all about? It's about love and justice. The way we all live in the world. When you let down a wall, it's all about love. When you tear down a wall, it's about justice. Bridges, crumbling walls, it's about love and justice. And the way we all live in the world. What's it all about? It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about justice. What's it all about? It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world. When you hold a woman's hand, it's all about love. But when you respect her right to choose, it's about justice. When your heart and your head are connected all the and the way we all live in the world. What's it all about? It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about justice. What's it all about? It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world. Share your thoughts with me. It's all about love. People agree to agree. It's about justice. Oh, the freedom to speak. It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world. What's it all about? It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about love. What's it all about? It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world. When we walk in the red forest, it's all about love. When we take steps to protect her, it's about justice. Oh, this path that we are on, it's about love and justice and the way we all live in the world. What's it all about? It's all about love. What's it all about? It's about justice. What's it all about? It's about love and justice and the way we all live in the
We close our service by extinguishing our chalice with words by Emil Gudmundsson. And now may we have faith in life to do wise planting, that the generations to come may reap even more abundantly than we. May we be bold in bringing to fruition the golden dreams of human kinship and justice. This we ask, that the fields of promise become fields of reality. We invite all to stay afterwards to join us here in the sanctuary in 5 or 10 minutes to discuss the sermon topic. We will also have the survey for everyone to fill out and return. It doesn't need to be returned today. We ask that you think about it, but look at the options that are available for us to contribute as a community. If you have your own ideas, please write those down and get them back to us, the administrator, by April 6th. Next Sunday, we will have Reverend Casey back in the pulpit. And now let's sing our closing circle song. I'm sorry? We'll do that at the community gathering in a few minutes. Thank you.